Hello there, and welcome to the Unadorned Bible, the channel where we're reading through the Bible chronologically in 1 year. Today is day 52 of that journey, and we are going to wrap up Leviticus with Leviticus 27 and dive into Numbers chapter 1. In the reading today for chapter 27, this chapter really dives into the vows that people would make with God at the time. At the time, people could dedicate themselves, or they could designate others, or they could designate animals, even back to God. They could designate property or animals, and all of that wraps up the chapter where they're talking about the tithe of the offering. It talks about a tenth or a tithe of all produce and livestock belonging to God. So that is where we wrap up in Leviticus. Then we get into Numbers, and this is interesting because Numbers starts with God telling Moses to go and do a census of the Israelite men, anyone 20 and older that's able to fight in an army. We don't know why they're doing this, but he's asking them to do this. They go through and they come up with a number of all men of the tribes of Israel to be 603,550. They did not count the tribe of Levi because the Levites were not involved in the military and they were designated to be responsible for the tabernacle. Now, you'll have to forgive me as I read through these names. I do my best to try and get the accurate pronunciation, but I am no Hebrew scholar. So with that being said, let's dive in to chapter 27. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when a person makes an explicit vow to the Lord concerning the equivalent for a human being, the equivalent for a male shall be from 20 to 60 years of age. The equivalent shall be 50 shekels of silver by the sanctuary shekel. If the person is a female, the equivalent is 30 shekels. If the age is from 5 to 20 years of age, the equivalent is 20 shekels for a male and 10 shekels for a female. If the age is from 1 month to 5 years, the equivalent for a male is 5 shekels of silver, and for a female, the equivalent is 3 shekels of silver. And if the person is 60 years old or over, then the equivalent for a male is 15 shekels, and for a female, 10 shekels. If any cannot afford the equivalent, they shall be brought before the priest, and the priest shall assess them. The priest shall assess them according to what each one making the vow can afford. If the vow concerns an animal that may be brought as an offering to the Lord, any such animal that may be given to the Lord shall be holy. Another shall not be exchanged or substituted for it, either good for bad or bad for good, and if one animal is substituted for another, both that one and its substitute shall be holy. If the vow concerns any unclean animal that may not be brought as an offering to the Lord, the animal shall be presented before the priest. The priest shall assess it, whether good or bad, according to the assessment of the priest, so shall it be. But if it is redeemed, 1/5 must be added to the assessment. If a person consecrates a house to the Lord, the priest shall assess it, whether good or bad, as the priest assesses it, so shall it stand. And if the one who consecrates the house wishes to redeem it, 1/5 shall be added to its assessed value, and shall revert to the original owner. If a person consecrates to the Lord any inherited landholding, its assessment shall be in accordance with its seed's requirement, 50 shekels of silver to a homer of barley seed. If the person consecrates the field as of the year of Jubilee, that assessment shall stand. But if the field is consecrated after the Jubilee, the priest shall compute the price for it according to the years that remain until the Jubilee year, and the assessment shall be reduced. And if the one who consecrates the field wishes to redeem it, then 1/5 shall be added to its assessed value, and it shall revert to the original owner. But if the field is not redeemed, or if it has been sold to someone else, it shall no longer be redeemable. But when the field is released in the Jubilee, it shall be holy to the Lord as a devoted field. It becomes the priest's holding. If someone consecrates to the Lord a field that has been purchased that is not part of the inherited landholding, the priest shall compute for it the proportionate assessment up to the year of Jubilee. And the assessment shall be paid as of the day, a sacred donation to the Lord. In the year of Jubilee, the field shall return to the one from whom it was bought, whose holding the land is. All assessments shall be by the sanctuary shekel. 20 gerahs shall make a shekel. A firstling of animals, however, which as a firstling belongs to the Lord, cannot be consecrated by anyone. Whether ox or sheep, it is the Lord's. If it is an unclean animal, it shall be ransomed at its assessment, with 1/5 added. If it is not redeemed, it shall be sold at its assessment. Nothing that a person owns that has been devoted to destruction for the Lord, be it human or animal or inherited landholding, may be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy to the Lord. No human beings who have been devoted to destruction can be ransomed. They shall be put to death. All tithes from the land, whether the seed from the ground or the fruit from the tree, are the Lord's. They are holy to the Lord. If persons wish to redeem any of their tithes, they must add 1/5 to them. All tithes of herd and flock, every 10th one that passes under the shepherd's staff, shall be holy to the Lord. Let no one inquire whether it is good or bad or make substitution for it. If one makes substitution for it, then both it and the substitute shall be holy and cannot be redeemed. These are the commandments that the Lord gave to Moses for the Israelites on Mount Sinai. Numbers chapter 1. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tent of meeting, on the first day of the 2nd month, in the 2nd year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take a census of the whole congregation of Israelites in their clans, by ancestral houses, according to the number of names, every male individually, from 20 years old and up, everyone in Israel able to go to war. You and Aaron shall enroll them, company by company. A man from each tribe shall be with you, each man the head of his ancestral house. These are the names of the men who shall assist you. From Reuben, Elizur, son of Shedeur. From Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. From Judah, Nashon, son of Amminadab. From Issachar, Nathaniel, son of Zuar. From Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. From the sons of Joseph, from Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. From Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. From Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. From Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pagiel, son of Ochran. From Gad, Elisaphath, son of Deuel. From Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. These were the ones chosen from the congregation, the leaders of their ancestral tribes, the head of the divisions of Israel. Moses and Aaron took these men who had been designated by name, and on the first day of the 2nd month they assembled the whole congregation together. They registered themselves in their clans by their ancestral houses according to the number of names from 20 years old and up individually, as the Lord had commanded Moses. So he enrolled them in the wilderness of Sinai. The descendants of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses according to the number of names individually, every male from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Reuben were 46,500. The descendants of Simeon, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, those of them who were numbered according to the number of names individually, every male from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Simeon were 59,300. The descendants of Gad, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Gad were 45,650. The descendants of Judah, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Judah were 74,600. The descendants of Issachar, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Issachar were 54,400. The descendants of Zebulun, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled from the tribe of Zebulun were 57,400. The descendants of Joseph, the descendants of Ephraim, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Ephraim were 40,500. The descendants of Manasseh, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Manasseh were 32,200. The descendants of Benjamin, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Benjamin were 35,400. The descendants of Dan, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Dan were 62,700. The descendants of Asher, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Asher were 41,500. The descendants of Naphtali, their lineage in their clans by their ancestral houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war. Those enrolled of the tribe of Naphtali were 53,400. These are those who were enrolled, whom Moses and Aaron enrolled with the help of the leaders of Israel, 12 men, each representing his ancestral house. So all those enrolled of the Israelites, by their ancestral houses, from 20 years old and up, everyone able to go to war in Israel, all those enrolled were 603,550. The Levites, however, were not numbered by their ancestral tribe along with them. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Only the tribe of Levi you shall not enroll, and you shall not take a census of them with the other Israelites. Rather, you shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the covenant, and over all its equipment, and over all that belongs to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its equipment, and they shall tend it, and shall camp around the tabernacle. When the tabernacle is to set out, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up, and any outsider who comes near shall be put to death. The other Israelites shall camp in their respective regimental camps, by companies, but the Levites shall camp around the tabernacle of the covenant, that there may be no wrath on the congregation of the Israelites, and the Levites shall perform the duties of the tabernacle of the covenant. The Israelites did so. They did just as the Lord commanded Moses." This ends the reading for today. Leave a comment below on what you thought about today. What did you think about the census taking? What did you think about the tithe in chapter 27? I hope you have a great day, and I hope you come back tomorrow. Take care.